according to the National Bureau of Statistics, in the year 2023, Nigerians paid a total of 721 billion naira in cash bribes to government officials. Now, the survey, which is tagged Corruption in Nigeria, Patterns and Trends, was released last week, Thursday, and it was conducted by the MBS in collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime and supported by the MacArthur Foundation and the Kingdom of Denmark. Now, according to this 2023 survey, the average cash bribe paid was 8,284 naira, while the nominal average cash bribe size has increased since 2019 from 5,754 naira. But then those are just speaks in the report. But then the headline of the report is that 721 billion naira just in the year 2023 was paid as cash bribes to government officials. Since we are already on this issue,
cash bribe.
Yes, on this issue of corruption, Mr. Iskama.
Well, the thing is that Nigeria remains a corrupt country and will remain so for a very long time. It's a simple fact.
Is that I'm not sure that is a factual statement. Wow.
Historical
That's
reasons.
so big. Heartbreaking, though.
I won't get into the historical reasons.
Okay,
so
please.
the best we can do is to reduce corruption to a manageable extent, which we've not been able.
First of all, did you agree with this report or you disagree?
I don't know how they got their statistics, but at least they tried. It may not have been correct to
like
the
an
last point, but it gives us a general idea of what is happening. I was in a Keke Marwa yesterday, and the man ran the red light, and I screamed. The red light was saying red. He ran through, and I screamed. I said, "Why do you all disobey the law like this?" He said, "Well,
I'm sure that was on Allen. Was that on Allen? Okay. Because a lot of that happens on Allen. And sorry I digress, but then the LASMA officials are standing right there and they allow them.
They settle them every week. So if you have settled them, why would they stop you? So the man said, yes, we break the law. I'm not the only one breaking the law, even the leaders, the governors, or the other presidents. So I said, no, you respect the law for yourself. Forget about it. I said, no. When the people that make the laws start respecting the laws, then I will respect the law, which is reasonable because without knowing it, children behave like their parents. Some women and children behave like their parents. And without knowing it, the masses behave like their leaders. So corruption is there in high places. When I newly returned to Nigeria, I didn't understand. I had gone for some information in some office. They gladly gave me the information, opened their books, explained everything to me. But I didn't know I had to give them money. So I walked out. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
And you left.
The second time I came, they made a mess of me. They teased me. They insulted me. They refused to, they just didn't attend to me. Why? I didn't give them something. So when I go back the next time, won't I give them something? So it's the system. There's nothing anyone can do about it until some kind of change or transformation comes from above and filters, above meaning the power elite and filters down to the bottom. So it's this happening, but it's our reality.
Well, I don't think the study is making any Nigeria scream blue border, right? I think it's just something that we are aware of. Perhaps some people actually believe that the bribes to the government officials are far more than that. And if the necessary data are computed, where those who conducted the research or the survey had access to a lot of them.
Wow. So this is quite conservative.
Of course. I mean, you cannot know amount of money that changes in the oil sector. You cannot imagine it. You see, you said it is looks like
customs.
At the ports,
at the port
level,
to be a maritime
at the port level, at the border level, and even at the civil service level.
Wow.
I don't know whether they also go to the level of local government, because the massive corruption that resides in that place called local government is humongous. However, it is an eye-opener. It still goes to show that even when the president said he's going to do something about corruption, corruption keeps to develop some additional branches. Because from 2019 to this time, he said the average marginal payout has increased.
Yeah.
That
From
means
about 5,000 to about 8,000 plus.
So that shows that the corruption has beginning to go some branches and have some grandchildren. But that said, I feel that instead of us to sit back here and begin to cry blue mother, we should be able to do something. I keep saying it, the EFCC is going after the boys, those boys that are doing things doing things, internet fraud and the rest of it, the school children, the small boys. And they are not chasing the guys that are actually putting us in this place. And look, have continued to put us where we are today. I mean, the government people, the legislators, the judiciaries, today they have their own budget. What do they do with it? Are the judgment given so far, coinciding with the budget that they get? Are they very transparent? These are the things that we need to look at. Listen, at the end of the day, if a young boy who is an undergraduate or a newly graduate sees that is House of Assembly member from his constituency, House of Rep from his constituency, a senator that comes from the Senate has been jailed for as little as 5,000 naira, they will not do it. What that man said, Mr. Sukama, is very, very constructive. And that is the very foundation of corruption in Nigeria. When people get away with their obvious murder, some people will commit manslaughter. Do you understand what I mean? Some people will commit manslaughter. And murder and manslaughter means that the person, the victim, died.
The bottom line. That's
the bottom line. The both victim died. But it doesn't matter of semantics. So in the end, I'm not saying EFCC is not trying, but how much can EFCC, a central body? Nigeria is a vast nation, and how many are they in terms of personnel? That's what I'm saying. Every local government is supposed to have anti-corruption watchdog who has listened, and we need to have more courts to begin, because again, punitive measure sanctions is a complete deterrent to committing crime.
No.
I may not.
It's not.
But it checkmated.
It
helps. In a way, today we have a former governor of Taraba State has been jailed. Former governor of the Plateau State, right, has been jailed. They are all ex-convicts.
But that does not reduce corruption.
No, what the politicians did, they make it look like political persecution. So they make it look like they didn't actually commit the crime because at some point they disagree with the president of power that be. That's why. No, that's not true. Somebody found something on them. Mr. Oju Sakaru just got himself out of that place based on technicalities, and we know. He was
supposed to be retried, but the powers that be stopped the retrial.
The day that is against the power that be, they will remove the lead, and the gas will go out. So in the end, what do? We cannot always sit down here and talk. What about in the private sector? A friend of mine took a loan from a Nigerian bank, and the loan was approved by CBN to build a factory, to bring in equipment that will produce something and generate employment. The bank, yes, will get their interest. The interests are there. But when the man gets to the bank and says, please, this is it, all the details are there, complete, signed by the CBN, approved by the CBN, you are the payment bank, because the CBN cannot give you loan. No. You are the payment bank. He got there, and the bank manager said, look, you have to bring 5 million. Don't give me in cash, it's cash. So the man has to go back to source, because if you don't bring it, they will sit on the money. And your equipment in China, in India, is waiting. So the man has to go and look for money and to bring it. So did they also track the corruption in the private sector, which is also almost equal to what is going on in the public sector?
It's there. And we talked about anti-corruption agencies. the anti-corruption agencies are corrupt. Okay, so it's not about, these are facts now. There's corruption in
Let's
Nigeria.
tread carefully, sir.
Okay, I'm treading very, very
Thank you, sir.
Carefully. So it is just the way the system has degenerated. But on the other hand, a man works for 35 years and retires. At the time of retirement, he's supposed to pay his gratuity, and then it should be followed by pension. You don't get your gratuity, you don't get your pension. Somebody sits there, steals the money, uses the money, and nothing happens to him. And when someone is punished, it's just a pat on the back. Why wouldn't you steal money or get into corruption deals so that you But because somebody used to tell me about those that retire from their department, that they now come back to them to beg for money. Big orgas, directors, you'll be wondering, how can they get this one? I'm begging for money. But it's just that what they had expected after retirement did not come through. So why won't people be corrupt? So it's a very complex web that we are caught in. And until the leadership entangles this web, until the leadership addresses the
Detangles, you mean? Detangles, you mean?
Yes, the untangle
Okay.
this web, and then resolve the complex problem, complex, bedeviling, almost seemingly intractable problems that are afflicting Nigeria will remain where we are.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Gama. Thank you, Chief of Force. Well, according to the MBS survey, the survey added that the frequency of bribery is on average much higher in rural areas than in urban areas. And the survey also went on to say that out of all Nigerian citizens, at least we've all had one contact with a public official in the 12 months prior to 2023, and 27% paid a bribe to a public official at least once. All right, so which makes us, even the citizens, culpable. It's a two-way thing.
So are you now
It's a two-way thing.
now that you say Nigeria is a very corrupt country? Have you now agreed that we're eating the gas for him?
If you don't pay the bribe, you don't get anything.
Anything done?
Don't give bribe, I don't take it.
Anything.
It's a two-way thing.
Hello,
Okay.
Are you aware that part of the reasons why some multinational leave Nigeria is because they were made, some of them, especially the American companies who do not want to, circumvent rules and begin to do other things like our products from the Asian country do.
Yeah.
They feel that.
I
don't want to call anybody. I said from the Asian countries. They don't want to do that, and because of that, their things are being frustrated at the ports. If you need to, most of the you will be shocked that most of the labels used for branding in products are imported. You will be shocked. There was a time in this country that before we decided to go on a paper way of the recharge card, all the recharge cards were imported. They were imported. Before the technology that you can make you recharge online, you can make you have this paper on and the rest of it. Now, those people, that is one of the reasons why they decided to leave. Some of them did not leave Africa. They are in Ghana.
Of course.
They are in Ghana. They are in some part of Africa.
There's corruption in Ghana, but it's
Okay.
manageable level.
That's what I'm saying. It's manageable level. So
a
friend of mine told me in the US, he said, look, he was in Qatar. He said, look, why the Qataris are leaving their company? The Qataris have money. So they don't have big ideas. So they will go and bring Indians with big ideas. They will just sit down, and those Indians. He said he was asking that why are they not Nigerians are brilliant? Why are they not bringing Nigerians to come and the man said, look, what is there is that an Indian man, it's not as if an Indian man is not corrupt. If an Indian man made profit of 100,000 naira, an Indian man will take 5,000. He can consistently take 5,000 naira for 50 years, which is obviously not going to affect the company. But the Nigerian man will take 99%. and the company will take a lot. So you can say that you see, the corruptions are in dimensions. I don't know whether I'm right.
Thank you, gentlemen. All right, our time is fast running. All right, let's maintain decorum at the table. Thank you, gentlemen.